Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here from the beautiful campus of Cardinal Newman High School, looking over the oak trees here at the nestled here between the baseball field and the seminary, watching a great game of softball. Last game of the regular season on tap for us. Cardinal Newman looking for an NBL Oak banner for the third year in a row here against Rancho Cotati, a team they've beaten 3 times before. Rancho trying to spoil this party on senior night for the Cardinals. Hello, everyone. I'm Hugo Traverso, joined by Julian Corey, our baseball softball analyst. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Julian, we saw Newman play earlier this week. What do you Rancho to do in their at-bats that could, give them an advantage early on against the Cardinals?
Well, I think we saw last week Cali was really attacking early with that rise ball and that fastball cutter sort of combination. So I think it's going to be important for them to try and attack that first pitch and put some balls in play and make the defense make plays behind Cali.
Here we go. Callie Howard steps into the circle. First offering. Little slap hit attempt, and that is just high for a ball. First pitch is 431. Beautiful day here in Santa Rosa, California. Second offering from Howard is in there for a strike. Swinging strike. Leadoff batter for Rancho is Lily Alves, playing in the outfield. That pitch is outside, ball 1. One's in there for a called strike. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Just got to fix our stream title here. And a pass ball. Swing and a miss. Throw down to first. Got her. Opening strikeout for Callie Howard. Look at the Rancho lineup in just a second. Sorry, I just had to prime our stream on YouTube. Thank you all for joining us here at Cardinal Newman High School. Let's look at the Rancho order. As stepping up to bat for the Cougars is the shortstop, Jessica Wilmes. She fouls off the first offering. Batting order for the Cougars is Lily Alves leading off. She's playing left field. Batting second, Jessica Wilmes. Shortstop, Isabella Harumi in center field. Sadie Yaya in right field. At catcher, Bea Lopez. Isabella Scardina bats 6. She's at first base. At third and batting 7th is Tejani Guerrero, batting 8th, wearing the number 8. And in the circle today is Jocelyn Martinez. And rounding up the lineup, the designated player, Macy Stewart. As Callie Howard getting into things here. Very, very elite level pitcher, trying to make her name known. Going to UCSD next year. She delivers to Wilmes. Swinging that one, fouled off. Good battle here. What have you seen this year from Howard, Julie, that really sets her apart from the rest?
I think she's done a great job making her off the rise ball and kind of fastball has a little bit of a cut to it, so she's able to use that off the rise ball to get some swings and misses to give a little bit of predictability. And I think that's just really important for her to maintain her success. Is just to keep mixing and matching her pitches as great as she possibly can.
And here we go. We'll see what Howard can do here. That one is low for a ball.
Be tough now, eh?
Here we go. Howard into her windup. Swing, and that one is popped up into foul territory. Over on it is Tamayo, and she makes the catch. With that being said, let's look at the Newman defense. For the Cardinals, the battery is made up of Callie Howard and Mia Robinson. Right to left in the infield is Tamayo DeMarco, Johnson, and Mansberry. Left to right in the outfield, Holman, Burke, and Cooney Mooney. making up this Newman defensive lineup. Callie Howard goes back into her windup, now facing number 27, Harumi, in the outfield today for the Cougars. She's been a good hitter this year, batting mid-300s. The pitch, swing and a miss. A little bit of a check swing, did not hold up. Howard delivers in there, struck her out looking, and Callie Howard cruising through the top of the first. When we come back, it'll be Newman at the plate. Top of the lineup due for Newman. Actually, we're going to stay here. We'll look at their lineup heading into this. Jordan Johnson leads off for the Cardinals. The shortstop commit to Clemson. Batting second, the senior Andrea Mansberry playing third. The designated player, Sienna Alvarez, bats third. Batting cleanup is Izzy Kunimuni out in right field. The catcher, Mia Robinson, bats fifth. In the sixth hole is Callie Howard. The pitcher at first base, batting seventh, Gianna Tamayo. In center, batting eighth, the slap hitter, Sloan Burke. And batting ninth in left field, McKenna Holman. What are you looking for, Julian, from these Newman bats to really set them apart from the Cougars?
Well, you know, they have a really deep lineup going today. A lot of power kind of towards the top of that lineup. So I think being selective early and trying to find a pitch that they can really just drive into the gap, get some base runners on, and situational hitting as well. We saw in last week's game, there was some points in time where they got runners in scoring position. They were just not able to drive them in. Eventually, it came to a point where there was so many walks that even just the littlest hit would have given them the lead, which it did. But I think just being selective with what they're trying to hit, being smart at the plate, and driving the ball.
100%. Newman did not have a problem putting it into play, which could be a problem for Katati tonight. A lot of errors this year for Rancho. Had 7 errors against Windsor last week when they played, but on the mound for Rancho is one of their star freshmen. This is Jocelyn Martinez, 5.81 ERA, 2-4 on the year in 14 appearances. She's not been their ace, but she is kind of set herself into the driver's seat towards the end of the season here. 47 innings pitched, 69 hits, 39 earned runs, 66 runs given up, though. 22 walks, 22 strikeouts in 163 batters faced. So Martinez looking to make a big impact and try and get a quality start out here. A lot of her best games have been her in relief, but they decided to go with her instead of Gwynn today. Jordan Johnson steps to the plate. Elite level, 4-star commit to Clemson. Rated a 92 by On3, or excuse me, a 96. Here's the pitch. That one's up high. Johnson got a lot of good pull power. Could put one out into left field and maybe over the fence. The pitch. Swinging, that one is lined up the middle. Back there on its way. Gone! A home run! Leadoff homer for Jordan Johnson. Beautiful, beautiful swing, beautiful contact, great power. Shows off the dab and comes home. Newman up 1-0.
She did a great job of just staying through that ball. One thing we saw last week that was interesting is Tran, the pitcher for the Jets last week. She did a really good job of keeping the ball down and away. That one kind of just hung over the middle of the plate, and Jordan did a great job staying through it and driving it the opposite way.
Yeah, great job there by Jordan Johnson. And now Andrea Mansberry steps in. She's looking to turn her swag on here on her senior night. Newman already up 1-0 after a walk or a leadoff homer for Jordan Johnson. That one just kept carrying. I thought that was going to stay in the ballpark, but it did not. Mansberry at the plate will attend San Diego State next year. Not for softball purposes, though. She will be attending for academics. We wish her the best. Here's the pitch. That one is low and outside. 1-1. And Mansberry walks. So Martinez, a little bit of some woes early on here, and now the vintage transfer, Sienna Alvarez, steps up. Alvarez, the left-handed hitter, a lot of power, one of Vintage's home run queens last year with a great power line lineup. Crushers always tend to bring a great team in that VVAL, very competitive VVAL league. We've got Vintage and Casa Grande in those top two teams there. Top teams in the NCS too. Newman already played Casa Grande, did not schedule Vintage this year. Look at and Sienna Alvarez grounds it to first. Good play made there by the first baseman. And down now as the cleanup hitter, another hitter with a lot of power in Izzy Cooney-Mooney steps to the plate. Cooney-Mooney got her jade-colored bat on her shoulder. Right-handed hitter, a lot of pull power. Martinez into the windup, catches the inside half of the plate, and an inside cutter. Cooney-Mooney with Mansberry on second. Cardinals up 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch. That one is low. Mansberry fakes out the catcher. Woman behind the plate for Rancho is Bea Lopez, the junior. Underclassman battery for Rancho. Cooney-Mooney at the plate. Swing and a drive. That one's going to get down in center field past the center fielder's dive. In to score is Mansberry, and cruising into second. Going to third is Cooney-Mooney. Slides in. She is safe under the tag. And Cooney-Mooney, a great piece of hitting, a triple. And an RBI. Cardinals up 2-0 here, as now the Montgomery transfer, Mia Robinson, steps to the plate.
That was a really great job of recognizing the spin on that off-speed pitch. She got a couple of rise balls on the outside part of the plate in the beginning of that bat. Being able to just sit on the ball like that is going to be very vital for her throughout the rest of the season, especially heading into playoffs. And then recognizing, too, that the center fielder dove there. She was able to get to third. That could end up being a big 60 feet for Newman.
Yeah, now Robinson up to the plate. Martinez already letting up 2 runs to the Cardinals. This could be its last few meetings between the Cardinals and Cougars have not been very pretty. And that one gets in there for a strike. First meeting of the year was a 10-0 defeat for Rancho Cotati. Second meeting of the year was in the Rancho tournament. Newman took care of the Cougars 13-3 in that one. Most recent meeting was back at Rancho 15-1 as Robinson drives one into right field. That one's going to roll all the way to the wall, past the right fielder. Robinson digging for third. She'll slide in there safe as the throw is offline. Another run scores. Cardinals up 3-0, and yet another runner in scoring position.
That's just another missed spot on the circle there. Another good job of staying with that inside the out swing path, driving the ball the other way, sitting on that off-speed pitch that she's kind of leaving over the middle of the plate right now. It's a great swing.
Yeah, again, the softball run rules is 10 runs. If you lead by 10 runs after 5 innings, it is a game. And Martinez gets the call off the outside half of the plate. Strike one to Callie Howard. Bat and lefty, switch hitter, although Howard does not bat righty much anymore. She shows bunt, bunts it, it spins, cycles, and goes foul. So now another pitch coming from Martinez. 0-1 will be the count to Howard. Cardinals up 3-0 in the bottom of the first. Newman already cruising along here. Big gap out in between right and center field. Wind blowing in from left. Here's the pitch. Howard struck her out looking. There's no 2 count, my bad. And struck her out. He got her looking there. Now Gianna Tamayo comes to the plate. with 2 outs. Runner on third for the Cardinals.
We've seen that backdoor cutter thrown a lot to Cali in these last few games, and I think that's a pitch that these pitchers are recognizing the umpire is going to start giving them if they're able to consistently spot it, and that was another great example of that right there.
Yeah, and that one drops in for a called strike. 0-1 now to Tamayo. First baseman, she's been bouncing around this year. Played second, now at first. Here's the pitch. Ooh, a little eephus kind of drop ball there. Kind of held in the air.
That one caught me off guard a little bit.
And Tamayo takes it. And hung out over the plate, but drops in almost like a fork ball. And here we go. Martinez goes back, fires a fastball up high. 2-1.
For the velocity of that pitch, it had some really good late break to it, and throwing that fastball off of that, I think that's going to be really good way to try and get out of these tough innings and get through this tough Newman lineup.
Martinez delivers. That one is in the dirt. 3-1 now. Buffet count to Tamayo. Yeah, I mean, both Martinez and Gwynn, the 2 main pitchers for Rancho Cotati, both freshmen. So a lot of high hopes for them in the future. Young team at Rancho Cotati. That one gets past the catcher. Coming home is Robinson. She slides in safe. And Tamayo walks to first as Newman now leads it 4-0. And Sloan Burke coming to the plate now, the lefty slap hitter with Tamayo on first.
It's a great job by Robinson recognizing that pitch in the dirt. We've seen it a few times so far earlier in this inning. And it's a good job of just recognizing the spin, watching it hit the ground, bounces off of the catcher, and she's taking off her home before you know it.
Here we go. Sloan Burke steps in. Heading to NYU next year for academics, one of the other seniors on this team. 3 seniors, Mansberry, Howard, and Burke. And it'll be interesting to see where they go. Howard obviously going for sports. Burke and Mansberry not, but they're going to great schools nevertheless. All 3 of the seniors. Howard will definitely be a hard loss for the Cardinals, but looking at it next year, they have a lot of young talent on this team, and they'll have Izzy Cooney-Mooney towing the slab for them in the circle as Martinez goes into her windup inside to Burke. 2-1 now, the count. His senior day, it's good to acknowledge. Julian is headed to Cronkite next year for communications. The great school, best school in the West. One of the top schools in the nation, ASU Cronkite, Walter Cronkite School. And it's going to be sad losing you, but thank you for all of your help, Julian. You've been great, and you're going to do great things at ASU. And now Martinez back into her windup, the 2-2. Hit on the ground, and the pitcher Martinez throw to first there. And finally, Rancho gets out of the jam. But Newman does their damage. 4-0, the Cardinals lead after 1. We'll be back with inning number 2. Don't go away. All right, we're back here at Walter Cronkite, or not at Walter Cronkite, excuse me, at Cardinal Newman. Newman leads 4-0. I'd like to shout out Sean. Thank you, Sean, for taking your time to listen. We wish you the best in Danville tonight, and the best to the Cardinal Newman men's lacrosse team as they battle one of the premier programs in the nation. That is Monta Vista tonight in the quarterfinals. It'll be a great game to watch. You can catch that on NFHS. But Callie Howard back into her second inning of work, looking to kind of hold this lead for the Cardinals, up 4-0 after a big first inning, and it is Yaya at the plate for Rancho Cotati. Sadie Yaya. Swing and a miss swing and a foul tip, excuse me, at the fastball. 0-2 now, or 1-2, excuse me. Umpire gonna take a new ball from Rancho's head coach. Here we go. Howard delivers. In there, oh, just low.
It's a pretty good spot on the outside part of the plate.
Yeah, good frame job by Mia Robinson, transfer catcher from Montgomery, sophomore. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Up high, and Robinson makes the throw down to first. Good riser there from Callie Howard to finish her off.
It's a great setup pitch by the pitch before. I think that's always important to recognize that changing eye levels, especially in a game like softball where the ball is being released in the underhand portion of the body. I think it's important to mix eye levels, and that was a great setup pitch before with that little outside cutter and then coming back with speed with the rise ball.
Swing and a miss on the first offering to Lopez, the catcher. Bea Lopez, another youngster on this team, a junior. Only 2 seniors on this Rancho team. One of them cannot play due to injury. That one is in the dirt. Check swing. She did not go. Someone mentioned Newman does have on the defensive side Nicole DeMarco out there at second. She is the flex for the Cardinals. Swing and a miss on the second offering to Lopez. Or excuse me, third offering. 1-2 now. Howard, 22 pitches into her outing. She's known to go to 120. The pitch got her looking. Another strikeout. Callie Howard just surfing here through batters.
Just absolutely painting the outside part of the plate right now on both sides.
100%, and we'll see if she continues to do that as now Isabella Scardinia steps up. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Just blowing the express right past everyone here. She knows they can't catch her velocity, and she is taking advantage of it. The pitch hangs up there. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Throw on to first. Got her. 1-2-3 inning for the Cardinals. Callie Howard just cruising on her senior night. We'll be back with the bottom half of inning number 2. We're back here for inning number 2, bottom half inning number 2. Martinez back out there for Rancho. No activity in the bullpen for the Cougars. Gwynn standing in the dugout doing some charts for the team. She is their second pitcher. They did pitch their senior for 1 inning this year, Callie Fagoni, but she is out currently with an injury. So bottom half of the order for Newman, or at least it's 9-1 and the 2. It's McKenna Homan leading off for the Cardinals. She takes ball 1 low on a little drop ball from Martinez. Homan, she's been splitting outfield reps with Sophia Kerrigan. Plays in left field, Sophia plays in right. Newman's been switching their outfielders around after the return of Sienna Alvarez and Mia Robinson from the transfer role, and also the movement around of Gianna Tamayo and Nicole DeMarco. Martinez delivers just high to Homan, 2-1. Martinez checks her signs. She deals. Swing, and that one is fouled off. Homan seems to be on it. She's had some good defensive highlights this year. Offensively, she's been kind of hit or miss for Newman, but looking to turn things around today. Homan. The pitch, she waits. Drop ball, got her to go. Throw on to first, got her. So a strikeout for Martinez, the second of the game. Nasty drop ball there.
It's a great job coming back into that bat, especially falling down 3-1. She needs to start throwing a little bit more first pitch strikes, because it's going to get to a point where she's going to put herself in these counts where she's being forced to throw the ball over the plate, and that's when the Newman hitters are going to take advantage. But a great job coming back there.
Now Jordan Johnson steps to the plate, led off the game with a home run, got the Newman offense going. Newman up 4-0 here in the early goings of this game. Rancho on a 2-game win streak, beat St. Mary's Albany 7-6, and then beat Annalee 15-5 on Tuesday. Jordan Johnson lines one up into center field, and a nice catch made by Harumi. Johnson, you know, that was kind of like a perfect line out, and that can really frustrate you sometimes.
It's a pretty good swing up the middle, but sometimes it's all you can do is put barrel on the ball and just hope it gets down.
And now Andrea Mansberry steps to the plate. Martinez up there now with her pitch count through about 28 in the first, up to 35 now. Her first offering to Mansberry is low and outside. Mansberry swings and hits one past the glove of the first baseman and into right field. She'll check up there, and that's a leadoff. That's a base hit as Newman has someone back on base with Sienna Alvarez coming to the plate. Mansberry, she reached on a walk the last time, now 1 for 1 in the ball game. Alvarez coming to the plate, 0 for 1 with a fly out, or ground out, excuse me. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Blew it past her. Martinez doing a lot better on the mound, granted, or comparatively to her last few games. 4 runs is 4 runs, but it's a lot better than the 9 they gave up 3 weeks ago, as that ball is in the dirt, and Mansberry is over to second on a steal. Good speed there from the Ohio native. Alvarez steps in, 1-1, 2 outs. The pitch, that one is low and in the dirt. Mansberry checks up on her steal. Here we go. Alvarez awaits the pitch. That one is just low. Nice frame attempt there by the catcher, but no dice, says the umpire. 3-1 the count, buffet count to Alvarez. Let's see if she can turn on something. Alvarez, swing and a drive into center field. It gets in and out of the glove of Harumi. Cruising into second is Alvarez with a double, and into score is Andrea Mansberry. Newman up 5-0.
That was just a beautiful example on that 3-1 pitch of not trying to do too much. Drove it right back up the middle. The pitch was down the middle. Had a little bit of some top spin on it, made it tumble, made it a tough play for the center fielder, and another run for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I love the effort from Harumi, but unfortunately just slipped out of her glove. And now Izzy Cooney-Mooney comes to the plate, the cleanup hitter for the Cardinals. Tries to drop a little slurve in there, but can't get it to go. Ball 1-0. Now to Cooney-Mooney. Martinez gets her sign from her coach. Here's the pitch. That one is low. Ball 2. Izzy Cooney-Mooney, highly touted prospect, no college commitment yet, but she's got a few offers, and she skies that one past the shortstop and into shallow left field. Left fielder bottles it, and in to score is Sienna Alvarez. Checking up at first with her RBI single is Izzy Cooney-Mooney.
That one caught just a little bit off the end of the bat. She was a little bit ahead of it. It's not a terrible pitch in that situation, but it's a good enough swing to just get a little bloop over the third baseman's head and bring the run in.
And now Mia Robinson steps to the plate for the Cardinals. She was 1 for 1 her last time up. Grounded past the first baseman into right field. Let's see if she can do it again. First offering from Martinez is low and in the dirt. Newman trying to mount this 2-out rally here. Gets her sign from her coaches. Ground ball, kind of a swinging butt, stays fair, and Robinson legs it out. Guerrero tried to throw it down to first, but it was not in time. And now runners on first and second. She could have let that go, and it would have been foul.
Yeah, there was almost a little bit of hesitation there of if she wanted to let it go, and she just, in the end, decided to pick it up, and by that point, it was a little bit too late.
Here comes Callie Howard to the plate. Struck out her first time up. She takes strike 1 in there. Little change up from Martinez. Here we go. Martinez comes center. That is a drop ball that just comes up shy of the plate. Ball 1, excuse me. 1-1 is the count to Callie Howard. Runners on first and second, 2 outs, 6-0, Newman leads. Swinging bunt, and that one goes foul. Missed down the left field line, and it was picked up by the catcher as it crossed over the line. Howard comes back, 2-2. Excuse me, 1-2 to the UCSD commit. Going there to pitch. Has been a valuable part of this team. Here comes Martinez. Center, the throw. That one's lined into center field. It'll get down. Rolls under the glove of Hiromi. 1-run scores. Martinez comes up to check up the ball, cut it off as Robinson checks up at third. But Cooney-Mooney is in to score, and the Cardinals now lead 7-0.
It's another good job of recognizing that off-speed changeup there, sitting back on it and driving it the other way.
Here we go, Tamayo to the plate now. She kept the inning alive last inning with a base hit. See if she can do it again. Runners loading scoring position here. Strike 1 in there from Martinez. She's up to 51 pitches on the day. Question is, will Gwynn come in, and how soon? Here's the pitch. That one is in there, called strike. Newman in their white uniforms. Red Newman across the chest with yellow, goldish trim. Here's the pitch. Swinging, that one is fouled off. Rancho Catani, pinstripes all the way. Looking a little bit like the Yankees or the old Braves with the red R and the C on the left chest. Also white uniforms for the Cougars. Runners on second and third. The pitch. Swung on, ground ball, shortstop, throw to first, got him. And that'll retire the side for the Cougars. But nevertheless, Newman continues their rampage. 7-0, the Cardinals lead. They are taking flight so far. We'll be right back with more when we get back. And we're back here with action from Cardinal Newman softball. Senior night, Newman leads 7-0 heading to the top of the third. Leading off for Rancho Catati will be the third baseman, Tejani Guerrero. Guerrero, a relative of head coach Tracy Puello Guerrero, the head coach of this team. Another relative from her side of the family is Vero Puello, who played here a couple years ago, played baseball, going at the JC right now, part of their very solid team. As the first offering to her from Callie Howard is low and in the dirt. Here we go. Howard plays with the ball. Goes center. The pitch, low. Called ball, 2-0 now to Guerrero. Here's Howard. She comes center, and it's low and outside again. 3-0, really trying to get them to chase. Hasn't gotten that so far in this at-bat.
Has been pretty consistently called a strike so far this game, so I think that's a good spot to keep going back to. Maybe just bring it up a little bit.
She brings it up, and she walks her. 4-pitch walk to start things off, and now the pitcher comes to the plate. Martinez will... And with the walk, there goes the perfect game, but, you know, no hitters aren't all too uncommon in softball. Don't want to jinx it here. It's Martinez at the plate. Here's the pitch. He shows bunt and fouls it off. 0-1 now. Here we go, the pitch. Bunt shown, pops it up. Robinson aired it, and now mishap on the base pass. And time is called as a foul ball, so big call there for Newman. Robinson went to make the play in foul territory. It popped out of her glove into fair territory. Runner on at first didn't know what was happening. She chased second. Newman caught her out, but the umpire finally, after all of that, calls it back foul. Crazy play. Now to Martinez from Howard. Goes into her windup. The pitch hit up the middle. Howard to short. On to first. Double play for the Cardinals. Goes Howard to Johnson at second, and on to first with Tamayo. And the Cardinals are now an out away from 3 shutout innings, and pretty much halfway to putting the Cougars away and getting another banner notched on their wall.
It's a pretty tough play if you're behind the dish, especially on the bunt where the ball doesn't go that high, trying to get that mask off real quick and find it. Nevertheless, they end up getting the double play on a pretty smooth turn from that middle infield.
Now low stance here shown by Stewart. She is the designated player. She lines the first pitch, and Tamayo makes the catch. So another perfect line out, and that ends this inning. So the Cardinals up 7-0, heading to the bottom of the third. We'll be right back. And we're back here at Cardinal Newman in Santa Rosa, California. Sloan Burke due up 8-9-1, due up for the Cardinals. They have been lethal today offensively, up 7-0 already in the bottom half of inning number 3. Martinez back in the circle for Rancho Catati. And now Burke comes to the plate, slap hitter. Got a different approach from a lot of baseball fans at least would not understand. Kind of describe that approach, Julian.
Just like getting a running start, trying to just put the ball in play. It's great for a leadoff hitter trying to make contact and make the defense make a play, especially with the speed that Burke has. She has pretty solid speed. So I think it's a pretty solid approach to have at the plate.
First offering to her is a called ball. Martinez goes back into it. Burke fouls it off. There's a little bug on the fence that went for a ride and ended up about a row up from us. At least our Blue Yeti, we've got an ambient mic. Don't know how much you can hear of it, but it is holding its own out there.
Holding its ground so far.
Yeah, up on the ledge here at Cardinal Newman High School. As there's a ball to Burke, 2-1 now the count from Martinez. Gwynn still in the dugout for Rancho. Has not taken any warm-up yet. Been their regular starting pitcher, but they're saving her. Here's the pitch, and that one is up high for a ball. 3-1 buffet count to Burke. Yeah, something to mention, I mean, you look at the league standings here. Windsor plays their second. Windsor plays a game today against Annalee, and Newman plays a game against Rancho Catati. As that pitch is outside to Burke, and she will walk to lead things off for the Cardinals. Time called, and that is going to be the day for Martinez. Gwynn will come in to pitch, and we'll look at her stats in just a moment here. But yeah, no, it's been a tough night, tough day for Rancho. And look at Gwynn's here, get her stats. This is Gwynn's stats. She has got a 5.79 ERA, 2-2 on the year, 19 appearances, 8 games started. Got a 500 win percentage. In 67 2/3 innings, she's led up 99 hits, 87 runs, 56 earned runs, 25 walks, 42 strikeouts in 164 batters faced. So pretty balanced for Rancho. They're using both their pitchers. Most likely in league playoffs, we'll see Newman again here on Tuesday. And that'll be a good matchup to see how that goes. But, you know, Windsor's playing Annalee. And, you know, albeit the Jaguars are favored, even if Windsor wins, they do not have a chance. They do secure a tie with Newman, But if you're thinking in statistical analysis, Windsor lost 2 of 3 to the Cardinals. So the Cardinals technically are league champions. We might see a rematch next week at Healdsburg High School on Thursday. It'll be right here on Hugo Sports 360, the Oak Championship for softball. But Oak has been very good to watch. We actually called one of those games back about a month ago when Newman played Windsor. Gwynn now at the mount, or in the circle, and Homan into bat. Here's the pitch. Homan swinging chopper up the middle. Pitcher makes the play on to first, but Burke moves up. 1 out. Top of the order now for the Cardinals. Yeah, no, that Windsor game was crazy, Julian. That was a great game to call, and that'll be ideal to see next week with Newman, or with Newman and Windsor at Healdsburg.
Really back and forth the whole time. No team ever really gave up. They were both attacking, a lot of strikes, a lot of hard hit balls. A crazy inning on top of that.
Now Jordan Johnson steps up. Wynn's first pitch is a breaking ball that just comes over the top of the zone for a called strike. 7-0 Cardinals lead. Burke on second. Johnson 1 for 2 today. Here's the pitch. Swing, and that's a grounder to the shortstop. Fumbles it. Throw on to first is over the first baseman's head. Coming home is Burke. They're going to throw home, and Burke is in safe as Johnson moves up to second on the air, and the Cardinals now lead 8-0.
I mean, despite the fact that Jordan hit that ball pretty hard on the ground, I think the presence of her speed is very known by the other team, by the opponents. So that can kind of create a rushing sense by the defense and trying to make a play too fast, maybe not watching the ball fall directly into the glove right away and already looking on the first, trying to make sure they get that throw off in time.
Here we go. Now Andrea Mansberry steps in. Newman varsity baseball team, they go back into league play, wrapping it up tomorrow, trying to secure a tie with Windsor or a victory if Windsor does end up losing to Rancho Catati tomorrow. In league, both teams have 3 losses in league. They will be playing Maria Carrillo over at Maria Carrillo in East Santa Rosa, but they're down the right field line cheering on fellow bat sport team. Here's the pitch. That one is outside, and it kicks off the glove of the catcher and outside, and moving up to third will be Jordan Johnson.
Newman base runners have done a very good job of identifying when a pitch isn't necessarily going to be caught, or it's in the ground or it's a little high, and taking advantage of that extra base.
Yeah, now Newman with a runner just 40 feet away. Here's the pitch, and that one is fouled off. To Andrea Mansberry. Mansberry, a lethal hitter for the Cardinals. Pueyu reels in the sign. Breaking ball outside. And Mansberry spits on that one. 3-1, buffet count to Mansberry, the senior. Here's the pitch. Swing, and that one is popped foul. Just trying to find connection here, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies on that. Our stream health is using a hotspot here, so. We'll see what we can get. Here's the pitch to Mansberry. Breaking ball, skied into left field. Left fielder in to make the play. It goes under a glove. Cruising in home is Jordan Johnson, and flying into second is Andrea Mansberry. So a big piece of hitting there from Andrea Mansberry, and Newman now up 9-0. And now the Cardinals 1 run away from achieving that big number that they wanted, 10 runs, trying to get everyone out of here a little early. It's only the 3rd inning, though. They would have to play 1.5 more innings. That one's up high to Sienna Alvarez. She checks in here in the bottom of the 3rd. 9-0. Your Newman lead. Mansberry on second. Gwynn into her windup. The pitch, that one is lined up the middle into center field, over on it, and making the catch is Harumi. That's 2 down now for the Cougars as Izzy Kunimuni steps to the plate.
Newman has done a really good job of staying through these pitches today. We saw last week, even on the outside off speed, and for that matter, the inside off speed, they were kind of pulling off the ball and not completely staying through it. And there was a lot of soft contact. They've done a really good job of sitting back on it today, sitting back in their back leg and driving through it.
First offering from Gwynn to Kunimuni is low and in the dirt. Izzy Kunimuni steps in 2 for 2 on the day. Gwynn trying to hold the Cardinals back. Ground ball from Kunimuni, picked up by the second baseman Schmeller, and she throws it onto first for Scardina for the out. 3 and down there for Rancho, but Newman moves very close to that number. 9-0 Cardinals lead after 3. We'll be back with coverage of inning number 4. We're back here for inning number 4. Beautiful day at Cardinal Newman High School. Sitting up in the 80s. It's 80 here in Santa Rosa currently. Top of the order finally up for Rancho. It is Alves. And that one is a fastball on the outside corner. Called a strike. 0-1 now to Alves. 0 for 1. She struck out her first time up. Howard into her windup. The pitch, that one is fouled off. Testing the mic a little bit. It holds firm. 0-2 now. 0-2 to Alves. Howard sits, delivers, swing, and a miss. Got her. And now that is another strikeout for Callie Howard. It's going to bring her all the way up to 5 on the day. Just cruising so far. Now it's the shortstop, Jessica Wilmes, the junior. The pitch drops in, called strike 1. 0-1 now to Wilmes. Rancho trying to get something going here. Only one base runner on the day, and that was from a walk. Blowing the fastball right past her is Callie Howard. 0-2 now. Yet to get a hit are the Cougars. Big crowd here at Cardinal Newman. Breaking ball on the outside for a ball. 1-2 now to Wilmes. Howard looks in, delivers, swing, ground ball on the ground to Mansberry. She makes the throw on to first. 4 and out. Looked like that ball went foul, but umpire didn't call it.
I was going to say, yeah, it looked like a foul ball to me, but they let them play on. It's a little bit different than baseball because the ball is so big, so there's always potential that the ball was stuck on the line there, but nevertheless, a great play by Mansberry.
And she's been an elite third baseman for them next year, most likely, they'll go back to either Tamayo over there or Nicole DeMarco. DeMarco has a great arm. So that one's popped up. Over on it is the shortstop, Johnson, and she'll make the catch. 3 up, 3 down for the Cougars as the Cardinals go back into the dugout looking to put things away here. Bottom of the 4th inning. We'll be right back. We're back here at Cardinal Newman High School. Bottom of the 4th inning. Leading off for Newman will be a pinch hitter. It's going to be Presley Hill, the freshman, leading things off for Newman. On deck is Callie Howard. She will hit for Mia Robinson. It's gotten to this point where Newman now can flex some of that depth and get their freshmen some reps. Let's see if it results in a positive here as Hill takes ball 1. 1-0 now to Hill. Gwynn, inner windup, freshman on freshman. Gwynn up high. Righty on righty. 2-0 now to Hill. Good plate discipline shown by the freshman. Hill awaits, swing and a miss. Just a little bit behind that fastball. Gwynn fired that in there at pretty good pace. Here we go. The pitch, swing, and that one is fouled off by Hill. 2-2.
It's a good emergency cut on that rise ball, trying to stay alive and keep fighting in the at-bat.
Yeah, she's doing a great job up there. The dugout definitely approves. They are cheering her on. Here we go. The pitch. Hill takes it low. Full count here. One of, I think, the second payoff pitch we'll see today. As Gwynn working quickly back into her windup. The payoff pitch fouled off by Hill. Staying alive here like the Bee Gees. And really trying to earn her spot next year. She will definitely have a shot at getting more reps with the 3 seniors leaving, and she takes that one high. She walks, leadoff walk for the Cardinals. 1-0 now. 9-0 Newman leads, and now it is Callie Howard coming up, the lefty. Injured her right wrist last year, decided to stop hitting righty, went to hit lefty, and has just been lights out ever since. Line drive up the middle, played on a hop by the pitcher. Throw to second is in time, but the throw to first is not, as Howard will get to first, but 1 out. They get Hill on the fielder's choice.
It's a nice play by Gwen in the circle. She recognized she had enough time to go to second, was able to make a solid, strong throw, and they were able to get the lead runner.
Now more freshmen due up for the Cardinals. It is going to be Alaya Salonga stepping up. She was dealing with an injury towards the start of the season and now has recovered and now making her plate appearance on the day. They were looking at Zoe Harushka, but now it is Sloan Burke on deck. Here's the pitch. That one drops in. Called strike to Salonga.
Always good to get to the younger players some experience versus some varsity level pitching, especially when you're up this much in the game.
And here it goes. Salonga swing. Nice healthy cut on that one. Fouls it off. Gwynn definitely a little bit more conservative with her pitch count. Only 22 so far. Bottom of the fourth here. Here's the pitch. Salonga takes it off the kneecap. And that is another walk, well, rather a hit batter for Gwynn. And Burke now coming to the plate. But they will bring back Zoe Harushka on deck. So here we go. Sloan Burke stepping to the plate. Here's the pitch. In there, called strike. Gwynn just trying to bear it down here and throw some strikes. Having some troubles. Here's the pitch. That one's up high. Looked like they were going to throw behind over at first or second. The catcher fumbled it on the transition. 1-1 now to Burke. The pitch. Swing, and that one's fouled off. And over towards the left field side. And now Burke back to the plate. Staying alive. 1-2 now for her. Burke. Ready. The pitch. She shuffles. Ball outside. 2-2 with one out. 9-0 Newman leads against Rancho Catati. Gwynn into a windup, delivers outside, trying to get the call on the outside half of the plate, can't get it. 3-2. Runners on first and second, one out now. To the Cardinals. Burke. Swing, and that one's fouled off. She is battling here at the plate. Really wants to get her freshman some looks, and it looks like Jordan Johnson will most likely not hit. She is currently has her cap on in the dugout. Here's the pitch to Sloan Burke. That one is another ground ball, foul off to the left side. Lefty, righty on lefty here. Burke trying to battle.
Gwynn has taken kind of a different approach in the circle throughout this at-bat. She started with the off-speed, which is interesting because as a slap hitter, you're already running towards the ball, which makes it faster. So you would think you would want to come with more speed. But now she's utilizing that speed later in that bat, and so far it's paying off for her as Burke still hasn't quite found that timing yet.
Yeah, she fouls it off again. And yeah, I mean, Madison Gwynn, the freshman pitcher, came on to relieve her fellow freshman, Jocelyn Martinez, and she is most likely going the rest of the way for Rancho Catati. Burke, the pitch to her. She fouls it off again late on that fastball. About 6, 7, maybe 8 pitches in the at-bat there. Here we go. Gwynn at the belt, into her windup. Swing, ground ball, and through into center field. There, it's into shallow. Great job by the center fielder, Harumi coming in to cut it off, but it'll load the bases now. Zoe Harushka comes to the plate. Bases loaded for the Cardinals.
That was a great at-bat by Burke. Gwynn kind of put herself in a tough position with that 3-ball count, so she was forced to come in, especially versus a slap hitter. That makes it harder because their whole goal is to make contact with the ball, just put it in play. But nevertheless, Burke did a good job of just staying through that one, finally realizing she had to start her swing a little bit earlier and putting it in that 5-6 hole.
Yeah, she put that gap. There was a gap there between the shortstop and second base, and she put it right through there. They're definitely playing the pull, and now Zoe Harushka comes to the plate, or excuse me, playing the push. Zoe Harushka comes to the plate. She's a right-handed batter, got some power, freshman. Here's the pitch. That one's up high. She takes ball there. Harushka, her dad is actually a teacher at Cardinal Newman. Tom Harushka, he is the math teacher, teaches trigonometry. That one is low and past the catcher, but everyone holds up.
It's interesting because it's a pretty small backstop, you could say, here at Newman, but it kind of bounces around a little bit across the walls and sometimes gets far away enough for a runner to score.
Here's the pitch. That one is in there, called strike to Harushka. 3-1 now. Her second buffet pitch coming up. Here's the pitch. In there, called strike. Gwynn coming back into the zone with that one. Yeah, no, the backstop at a lot of softball fields have definitely, at least we've been at, have been short. And Gwynn comes back in, but just low and misses and walks a runner home. That is run number 10 for the Cardinals and puts them in position to put this game away in the top of the 5th inning. Now Jordan Johnson comes to the plate. And she led off the game with a home run. See if she can do it again. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Drop ball, skied into center, back there on its way. It drops in front of the wall. It'll roll around. 1 run scores, and Bill Vreeland is just going to hold his girls up. Only 1 run scores with Andrea Mansberry coming to the plate. So, sign of sportsmanship here from the Cardinals, not allowing this to snowball into a massive lead. I mean, they already have it, but, just, once they got their 10, they're just holding everyone. Great job there by the Cardinals. Now Mansberry steps to the plate. Bases loaded. The pitch outside. Ball 1. 11-0. Cardinals lead here. This is a big lead for Newman. Would confirm a sweep of the regular season of Rancho Cotati and might play them again. Actually, they're going to play them again next Tuesday at back here at Cardinal Newman. So Newman will have yet another chance. Maybe go 5-0, or maybe Rancho gets a little bit of revenge. As that one is up high, tried to drop the breaking ball in. Couldn't get it to go. 2-0. 2-1, excuse me, to Andrea Mansberry. Here's the pitch. That one's up high. Ball 3. 3-1 now to Mansberry. 1 out here for Cotati. The pitch, and that one's fouled off. 3-2 now. Bases loaded. Johnson at first. Harushka at second. And Burke at third. Already 2 runs in for the Cardinals in this inning. Here comes the pitch. Swing, and that one's line drive caught by the third baseman, Guerrero. Nice catch there. A nice barrel from Mansberry, but a great catch, and it keeps everyone where they are. And now Martina Rabada Harris comes to the plate. Rabada Harris making her 3rd plate appearance of the year. Sophomore trying to make a big play here for Cardinals. Here's the pitch from Gwynn. Fouled off. $11-0, bases loaded here in the bottom half of inning number 4. Newman is cruising right now. And Callie Howard is 3 outs away from completing her no-hitter, and Newman moving on to the playoffs. That one's blown past Eris bat. (0-2) now to Rabada Harris. Here's the pitch from Gwynn. Swing and a miss, struck her out, and Rancho gets out of the jam. But Newman tacks on 2 and are 3 outs away from closing this thing. Newman 11, Rancho 0 as we will head to the break.
Hey, you guys are good. It's hard.
We're back here at Cardinal Newman High School. We go into the top half of inning number 5, and this could be it here, ladies and gentlemen. Newman, no, actually one change made by the Cardinals, or rather 2 changes made by the Cardinals in the outfield. We'll check on those in just a moment here. So now Howard will face Yaya to open things up here. Rancho still hitless throughout the competition. Newman 11 runs on 12 hits. Here's the first pitch to Yaya. That one is dropped in, called strike. So Alvarez, it's not Alvarez out there in right. It is Martina Rabada Harris. That pitch is nasty, blown, just kind of held back, and Yaya blew her bat past it, kind of hurt herself on the recoil. 0-2 now. The pitch, swing, and tried to blast it past her, but fouled off.
That was just a beautiful pitch off of that rise ball. It looked like the exact same pitch, especially from where we were sitting, and it just sat in the air for a second, almost hesitated, and then dropped and got that early swing. That was a beautiful spot.
Looks like that could be Taylor Hannon out in the outfield, the sophomore, on left field. Here's the pitch. That one's low and outside. Ball 1. 1-2 now.
Let's go, Sadie, win it.
Despite her one walk, this has been a lights out, nearly immaculate performance from Callie Howard. And that one is fouled off again. Yaya battling here for Rancho. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck her out. My goodness, Julian, that was nasty.
That drop ball, screwball combination she has going along with that riser has been working perfectly all game. And even this deep into the game, the Cougars still haven't been able to pick up onto it. And if it's not broken, don't fix it. So it's a good job by Callie to keep going back to it and keep using what's working.
Yeah, that being said, it's actually Zoe Harushka out in the outfield for the Cardinals. And now pinch hitter Hayden Munson comes in. He's played utility player for the Cougars. Righty on lefty. First offering in for a called strike. Munson just watched it go in. Newman leads 11-0 here. Here's the pitch, up high. Something to mention, significantly less pass balls from Newman today, as we saw it on Tuesday. So good shift in their discipline there.
Yeah, Robinson has done a good job making adjustments behind the plate since the last time she was behind the dish.
Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1 now to Munson. Here comes Howard's offering. Tried to frame it up and called a ball. So buffet offering now coming from Howard. 3-1 the count. That one swing and a miss. Blew it past her. 3-2 now. Payoff pitch coming from Howard. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Drop ball struck her out. 2 down now. And now Howard an out away from a no-hitter. Wonder how many no-hitters actually she's had in her career. Probably 2 or 3, maybe 4 at Newman. Remember last year she had a couple. She's been lights out. This one obviously would be in 5 innings. That one's dropped low.
She's been really good about hitting her spots and using the speed differential in her pitches to her advantage so far this season.
Yeah, 53 pitches on the night for her, and she has been locked in. That one is popped up into shallow left field. Over on it is Johnson. She makes the catch, and that is an out. Newman no hitter there for Callie Howard, and that is going to be the game. 11-0. The Cardinals win it in 5. Newman, just a dominant performance. Great job by Callie Howard. She finishes 5 innings, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Cardinals win it 11 runs, 12 hits, no errors. Rancho Catati, no runs, no hits, 1 error. And these two teams will meet yet again next Tuesday right here for the NBL Oak playoffs. And another thing with this win, the Cardinals are your NBL Oak champions. So, Julian, we'll have the finals actually here on Hugo Sports 360 on Thursday at Healdsburg High School. But that'll be fun to watch. You know, what are your final thoughts on this game?
I think the biggest takeaways from today and what we've kind of seen from Newman in these past few games is they make the opposing pitcher pitch, and you know these other teams know how deep this Newman lineup is, so not attacking with first pitch strikes with that factored in, and then Newman putting themselves in great hitters counts, as you call them, buffet counts. We heard that a lot today.
Yeah.
They've done a really great job at the plate of just getting the pitches they want, being selective, and they know when to attack early at the plate, and they know when maybe the pitchers doesn't have their best stuff that day, and when to attack late and sit on that off-speed pitch that we saw a lot today and drive it the other way.
Losing pitcher for Rancho Catati is Jocelyn Martinez. 2 innings pitched, 8 hits, 8 runs, all 8 earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Gwynn came in relief, did a decent job. 2 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of those earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. But Newman, offensively, it really started with Jordan Johnson's home run. She finished 3 for 4 today with 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Mansberry on her senior night finished 2 for 3 with an RBI. Sienna Alvarez, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Izzy Cooney-Mooney, 2 for 3, 2 RBIs. And Newman just ultimately was all over Rancho Catati. Well, thank you all for joining us. Final score again, 11-0. Cardinal Newman Cardinals are your NBL Oak champions, and we will see you next Thursday with coverage of the NBL Oak softball and NBL Redwood softball championships. Thanks for joining us. I've been Hugo Traverso for Julian Corey and all of us at Hugo Sports 360. Adios.